welcome to Orange Theory Fitness Griffintown. My name is Head Coach Carly. Welcome to your very first class. I'm here today to give you a quick little orientation around our studio, explain the equipment, and explain how the workout will proceed. So the first thing you'll notice when you show up to your workout is you'll be assigned a heart rate monitor. It'll be loaned to you for the day, and you'll also be assigned a station number. All of the equipment that we have in our studio is numbered, so when you make a transition, either from the treadmill to the rower to the floor, or the floor to the treadmill, you'll want to follow the exact same number all the way through. That makes sure that everybody has their own space. Additionally, every class that you participate in will be led by a coach, so please do not hesitate to ask whatever questions you need to, ask for assistance. That's what we're here for. So at Orange Theory, for those of you who might not be aware, we are what is called a 5-zone heart rate-based interval training program. So your heart rate monitor will be projected up onto the screen and you will be coached through different heart rate zones. There are 5 in total and each zone has its own color. So the very first zone that you may see is this gray zone. So this is a very light activity to resting heart rate, anywhere below 60%. The next zone is blue, which we're typically going to see during warm-up. Your third zone will be green, the fourth zone will be orange, which is where the magic happens, and then the last zone is your red zone. So up on this screen here, everybody will have an individual tile with their name and their heart rate metrics. The big number in the circle there is the percentage of your estimated maximum heart rate based on your current heart rate in beats per minute. So right now, I'm at 92 beats per minute. That's gonna put me right at 50% of my maximum heart rate. The harder I work, the faster my heart beats, the more that number is going to climb, and you'll see the zones change color. Above your heart rate is your calories. That's the little flame, and the number above that next to our little Orange Theory logo is what is known as splat points. A splat point is any 1 minute of high intensity work that you've done. That'll be anywhere between orange and red, above 84%, but we'll get into that in more detail later on. Okay, so now we're going to talk about our treadmills. We have these beautiful top-of-the-line flex deck treadmills. They're very, very low impact, which is great for anybody who might have issues with running outside on the pavement. So when you step up onto your treadmill, the first thing we're going to ask you to do is to log into your OT Connect tablet. That's going to connect right to your heart rate monitor. So you're just going to press your name on the icon, hit yes to confirm that that's you, and now you're going to see all of your heart rate information on this tablet as well. If you'd like to navigate back to the parameter card, you just hit the portion that says parameter card, and now we have our reference information here. So there's 3 key words that we use at Orange Theory, which are called base, push, and all out. Those are going to coordinate with our color zones as well as our efforts. So there's 3 different types of work that you could do on the treadmill. You can choose to be a power walker, a jogger, or a runner. So power walkers will stay at a walking speed and will be challenged primarily by incline, where a runner or jogger could be challenged by speed, incline, or both, depending on the template. The first thing we're going to ask you to do is to find your base pace. This is that green zone, 71 to 83%. We say that this should feel challenging but doable. So it's an intensity that you could maintain for about 20 to 30 minutes. It's the foundation for everything we do at Orange Theory, so it's a very good jumping off point. Once you've discovered your base pace, the coach is going to send you up into a push, and a push is meant to feel uncomfortable. This is where we're going to hit that orange zone, 84 to 91%. Once we've done our pushes, the coach is going to cue you at some point up into an all out. And an all out is even more high intensity and very short duration. An all out will never be longer than a minute, and we always follow it with a walking recovery to help you catch your breath. What's important to note here is that during an all out or even a really high intensity push, you might find yourself up into the red zone. As a coach, we will not ask you to go into red, but if you do find yourself in that zone throughout the workout, just make sure that you do a little bit of a self-evaluation to make sure that you feel like you are in control. If yes, carry on. If not, please feel free to bring the intensity down a little bit. So when we go ahead to use the treadmill, the first thing that you want to check for is the safety key. The safety key should stay in that hole the entire time. Please only pull it out if it's an emergency. The treadmill will not work if this is not there. Additionally, down by your waist, you'll see your start, pause, and stop buttons. To get the treadmill rolling, we hit the green start button. From there, you can adjust your speed, which is on the right, and your incline, which is on the left. We always start with a minimum of 1% incline, so you can go ahead and just hit 1. These are quick touch treadmills, so they'll take you right to the intensity that you've asked for. So 1% incline, and then on the right-hand side, you can adjust your speed. Again, with quick touch, it makes going to your known speed quite easy. So if I wanted to go to 6.5 miles per hour, I could simply hit 6 and 5, one right after the other, and it'll take me right there. On the console, we're gonna see our speed in miles per hour, our incline percentage, duration, mile pace, and then our distance in the middle. If you need to stop yourself at any point during the workout, please go ahead and hit that pause button. This will bring the treadmill to a stop, but it will keep your distance and your running time. At the end of the workout, we're going to ask you to hit the stop button. This will stop the treadmill entirely and will clear the screen and reset the tablet. A couple of quick notes about safety. When we come down out of an all-out, or if you need to stop for whatever reason, we want to avoid holding onto the handrails or jumping off the belt while it's still rolling. These are really important safety features because if you're holding on to the handles, it can reduce your intensity by about 30%, but also might indicate that you're going a little bit too fast for comfort. If you're jumping off the belt while it's still rolling, it's kind of like jamming on your brakes in a car. It can cause a little bit of injury to hamstrings and calves, and it's also a risk for tripping and falling, assuming you don't get all the way off. Additionally, we want to make sure that when we are stopping, that we let the treadmill come to a full and complete stop before stepping down. There will be people behind you using the rowers at some point, so we want to make sure that there aren't any collisions throughout the class. Let's keep everybody safe. And then last but not least, while you're working on the treadmills, please communicate with your coaches through the mirror rather than turning around. We don't want anybody to risk losing their balance. So this is our floor section of the studio. As I mentioned, what you'll want to do is find the station with the number that matches the treadmill or the rower that you were assigned. Every station will have the same equipment. You'll see a bench, a rack of dumbbells, a bow suit, an ab dolly, some mini bands, as well as a set of TRX straps. We also have heavier weights on either side of the room, so please feel free to help yourself to those if you'd like anything heavier than what is available at your station. The other thing that we have on this side of the room is what we call our video visual aid screen. So this acts almost like a virtual coach. You'll see all of the information that you could possibly need. The number of the block, the duration, the exercises, the repetitions, as well as any additional information that you might need in order to do that work. What's important to note though is that the coach will always do a full demonstration, including any options if you need to modify anything. So we do ask that you pay attention, and please, again, don't hesitate to ask any questions that you might need to get you through the workout. So for your first workout at Orange Theory, we're gonna start you on the rower. You're gonna spend 3 minutes here warming up, so I'm gonna give you a quick little explanation of how to get yourself set up. First and foremost, we hold onto the seat, sit down, and then walk ourselves to the front of the rower. Before you strap in, we wanna make sure that we turn our monitor on with this button in the far left corner. After that, you adjust your foot plates as needed so that the strap sits around the widest part of your foot. Both feet go in, and then we pull the straps at the same time to tighten. Once your feet are strapped in, grab a hold of the handles. Sitting up nice and tall, pull your shoulder blades back, push back with the legs, lean back with the core, and then pull the handle in towards your sternum. On the way forward, we extend the arms first, lean forward, and then bend the legs. So the order of the movement is legs, core, arms, and then arms, core, legs on the return. So it's 1 count back and 2 counts forward. We like to say power, patience, patience. What you'll notice as you're rowing as well is that in order to increase the intensity, the power is going to come from your legs. 60% of your power output is in the lower body, only 20% from the core, and the final 20% comes from your arms. When you're ready to stop, we rack the handles underneath the little knobs, push the tabs towards each other, and then slide the feet up and then out. So quick little explanation of the rowing monitor. In the top left corner, we have the speed of our row, or our strokes per minute. Next to that is our power output. This one here is in watts, but it could be 500 meter split or miles per hour. Underneath your power output will be your distance in meters, and then over here is your running time. If you ever need to reset your monitor, you press and hold this on button for 2 seconds, and everything will go back to 0. One other feature that we have here at Orange Theory is what's called our challenge tracker. So this is a piece of equipment that we can use to record our benchmark times, either on the treadmill or the rower. This will give you an opportunity to test and retest certain aspects of your fitness so you can track your progress as you continue to come to classes. Once class is over, you're going to see the screens change. They're going to show you a summary of your heart rate monitor information from the class. What we see here in the top left-hand corner will be your splat points. As I was mentioning at the beginning, those are your minutes of high intensity work. We're typically aiming to have that number be about 12 or more. Next to that, you'll see your calories. You'll also see your average heart rate percentage and then your average heart rate in beats per minute. The colored bar graph will show you how many minutes you spent in each colored zone, and we're looking to have the majority of our time spent in green. The coach will go over this in more detail, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask once the class is finished. So that's essentially it. Thank you guys so much for listening to my orientation. Can't wait to have you guys in class.